Hello friends, welcome to Venus Etiquette. Our body is a marvelous machine, more wonderful than the greatest man-made machine. Our body is made up of many organs, different parts, but all work together as a team. Don't you agree with it? Yes, they all work together as a team. As long as everything is going well, we probably don't give a thought to our gut, but our gut plays an important role in our health. It also is a source of many amazing and fascinating tidbits of human biology. So this is Veena, a teacher by profession. Let's learn something about the gut. So there you are, sitting for your lunch, enjoying your grilled chicken pizza, few burgers, parathas, juices, and then you wipe up your mouth and then head to your next class. In a few minutes, you are just thinking of your French Revolution, you are thinking about science fair project, but you have forgotten the food which is inside you. But your pizza is still there in your stomach. It takes 24 hours for your food to wind up through the long 9-meter long alimentary canal. So let's learn about the alimentary canal, which is also known as the gut, or which is also known as the digestive system. This is a 9-meter long from the mouth to anus. The food first enters into the mouth, and from the mouth leads into a 25 centimeter long tube, the esophagus. The esophagus leads into a muscular bag, the stomach. The stomach leads into the small intestine, the first part of the small intestine, the duodenum. The part where the esophagus joins the stomach is known as cardiac stomach, and the part where the stomach joins the duodenum is known as the pyloric stomach. The small intestine is a 7-meter long tube. The first 25 centimeters form the duodenum. The second part of the small intestine is 2.5-meter long, the jejunum. And the last part of the small intestine is the ileum, which is 3 to 4 meter long. And this ileum leads into large intestine. You can see the large intestine, the diameter of the large intestine is greater than the small intestine. It is nearly 1 to 1.5 meter long. And then this large intestine leads into the rectum leads into the anus. You can see on the right side of the large intestine there is a small protruding tube-like structure. This is the appendix. This appendix has no function in our body. It is known as the vestigial organ. There are two other friends of the digestive system which help in digestion. The two friends, one of them is the liver. It is the largest organ of our body, situated towards the right side of our abdomen. It is brown in color and it performs 500 odd jobs in our body. Now, the second organ which helps in digestion is the pancreas, which lies towards the left side of the body, left side of the duodenum, under the stomach, and this is a yellowish grayish colored organ, and it has dual function. One function is helps in digestion, and the second function is it regulates the sugar level in our body. So having come to know the different parts of the alimentary canal, let us learn the journey of the food through the alimentary canal. So when the food enters into the mouth, the process of taking in food into the mouth is known as ingestion. Once it comes into the mouth, it has got few assistants, that is the teeth, the tongue, the salivary glands. The teeth helps in chewing the food, biting the food, cutting the food, tearing the food, grinding the food. And the tongue helps in mixing of the food. It helps in mixing of the food. And the salivary glands, we have 3 pairs of salivary glands. One pair is near our ears and it is known as the parotid gland. One is the submaxillary gland and the other is the sublingual gland. These ducts open into the mouth, and whenever food comes into the mouth, the salivary gland secretes saliva, and this saliva has an enzyme known as salivary amylase, also known as ptyalin. It breaks the complex carbohydrates into simple carbohydrates. Tongue helps in mixing the food. The teeth help in chewing, grinding the food, and totally the food is partially digested in our mouth, and it forms a smooth and soft ball-like structure, ball-like thing, and it is known as the bolus. Now the bolus finds its way through the esophagus. The esophagus is a muscular tube. It is made up of muscles which contract and relax, and this contraction and relaxation of the muscles gives a wave-like action, and this wave-like motion is known as the peristaltic movement. So with the help of this peristaltic movement, the food goes down the esophagus and then into the stomach. Once it reaches the stomach, the further digestion takes place. The stomach lining is lined by mucus. The mucus contains millions of gastric glands. As soon as the food enters into the stomach, the gastric glands, they secrete the gastric juice, which contains hydrochloric acid and an enzyme known as pepsin. This pepsin enzyme, it acts on the proteins and converts it into peptones. And the hydrochloric acid, which is released from in the stomach, it kills the bacteria. If any bacteria has come along with the food, it kills the bacteria and also aids in digestion. And the muscles in the stomach, they are arranged in various directions. They are arranged circularly, they are arranged diagonally, they are arranged longitudinally, and they move in all directions. And when they move in all directions, they cause a churning effect. So our food gets churned in this way in the stomach, and it becomes a thick gruel-like thing, and it is known as the chyme. And the food stays in our stomach for 3 to 4 hours. And once the food is ready, forms the chyme in the stomach, it finds the pyloric sphincter here. The pyloric stomach is guarded by a sphincter which acts like a valve. This pyloric sphincter opens, and only small amounts of this chyme is let into the duodenum. Again, the pyloric sphincter closes, and when the digestion in the duodenum is completed, then it again allows small amounts of chyme again into the duodenum. So it takes a long time for our food to get digested. So once small amounts of chyme has entered into the duodenum, the pyloric sphincter closes, and the rest of the chyme still remains in the stomach. Once it enters into the duodenum, the liver, it secretes bile juice into the duodenum. The pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice. The bile juice, it will emulsify the fats. That means it breaks the big fat globules into smaller fat globules. And the pancreas, they secrete pancreatic juice. The pancreatic juices contains 3 types of enzymes. One is known as the amylase, which acts on the carbohydrates and converts it into maltose. The other one is known as trypsin, which will act on the proteins and it breaks down into peptones. And the third one is the lipase, which acts on which digests the fats and converts it into the fatty acids or glycerols. And the intestine, the small intestine, also secretes intestinal juice, and this intestinal juice again contains 2 enzymes, that is peptidases, which will act on the peptides and converts it into amino acids. And the other enzyme is known as a sucrase, which will act on the sucrose and it will convert it into glucose. So totally the whole food gets digested in the duodenum, small intestine part, and then after it is completely digested, it moves into the jejunum, and then it comes into the ileum, the last part of the small intestine. The last part of the small intestine has finger-like projections. And these are known as the villi. They are something like this. I have got a model for you. They are arranged in this way. And why is the villi arranged in this way? Why it is in a finger shape structure is because it can cover a larger surface area can be covered. So if this is your small intestine, the villi will be arranged all over the small intestine, and the blood capillaries flows over this villi, and the digested food also moves in the villi on this finger-like projections, and the blood, it absorbs the digested food from the digested or the nutritional food from the digested material, and it supplies to different parts of the cells of our body. And the left out body is undigested, and it is sent to the large intestine. And the large intestine, what it does is it will absorb the extra water which is present in the large intestine, in the undigested food, and the undigested food is finds its exit from the body. So it is excreted out from the body. So this is how the food travels from the mouth to the anus, and the nutritional food is absorbed by the villi from the blood in the last part of the small intestine, that is ileum. So with this we have learnt about the digestive system. In the next video we shall learn about the health issues of the digestive system. Till then, keep watching, keep learning, and thank you friends.